questions about splits. And wow, I'm still working on my splits. I do it every day. So I'm going to take this time to go over how I, get into my splits practice every day, and hopefully this will help you begin or broaden, deepen your splits practice. So get your mat, get something comfortable to wear, and some water, and let's get this started. For splits, you want to make sure you have really warm hips or open hips, right? You need this area to be flexible. You need to be able to be like, all right, so the first thing that I like to do for splits, and you're gonna do this on both sides of your body, is lunge. You're gonna come to the top of your mat. Come to the top of your mat. You're gonna take your left foot and step into the back of your mat. Keep it forward. Bend that front knee. Bring that leg. Extend it back even more. If this is good for you, stay here. If you are able to lift your chest up, put your hands on your knee and get that extension of that back leg a little more. If you are even able to lift your chest up and put your hands in prayer and extend that knee some more, that is good. You're gonna stay here for 5 breaths. Good job. Then we're gonna come down and bring that knee down for a more deep, intense lunge. And you're gonna place your elbows on the inside of your foot, bringing your elbows and your arms down to the mat. If you cannot keep your foot flat, bring it to the side a little and open it up so you can get in there really good, and then slowly wiggle it down to flatness. If you cannot come all the way down to the mat in this way, don't worry, just stay here. If your knee needs some cushion, put a blanket or a towel under your knee. And that, stay there for about 10 breaths. I'm taping this with my daughter. She's in the background. I do not have quiet. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so bear with me with the background noise. Really want to keep your back straight in alignment and keep that hip up on that side. And good job. The next asana we're going to get into, or yoga pose, we're going to get into is called pigeon pose. And that is basically you're in your lunge and you're just going to lay that front leg down and turn it into an L shape and keep that back leg extended. Open that front leg up as much as you can and twist your back forward and keep that back leg flat, flush, and extended. If this is too much, bend that knee in and do the same thing. Bend the foot in towards your other hip and same thing. Gonna stay here for 5 breaths. Keep that leg squared. And we're gonna deepen this pose by bringing our elbows down in front of us on the mat. If this is too hard, just come over and lean a little over and put your elbows down. You don't have to come all the way down like this. Just stay up here. But if you can go down and put your chest towards the mat, it's gonna deepen and open your thigh, your hip more. So that's what you wanna go for. You're gonna stay here for 10 breaths. Now come up and slowly bring that leg back. And just do a little roaring lion and roll those hips a little in that back just to get some of that tension out. And we're gonna bring that left foot forward, come up into our lunge pose, and repeat everything that we did on that side, on this side. You always want to do everything you did on one side on the other side, starting with your high lunge for 5 breaths. Then lowering your knee down, going on the inside if you can. If you cannot, staying here, or bending that foot, lifting that foot up and bending that knee outward so that you can get in there, and then straightening it and placing it back down. And staying here for 10 breaths. I'm going to speed through the left side a little bit, more than I did the right side. Then you're going to also go into your pigeon pose by placing your left foot down in the L-shaped position, maintaining that extension of the back leg, squaring your hip and making sure that the knee is flush, putting something under the knee if you need it, staying forward for 5 breaths. Relaxing into the pose for 10 breaths, either coming over onto your elbows here or extending yourself all the way down, maintaining that square hip and the back leg and the leg flush to the mat. If you need to go longer, pause and do that and then catch up. Then we're going to come and bring that leg back into the tabletop position. Do a couple more roaring lions to get those hips. Now your hips should be a little more open, and you're going to open into your frog pose. Let me go back. You're going to start at your tabletop, spread your legs hip width apart, and lower your buttocks down to your feet. Keep opening those thighs. Open your calf. Extend your calf out, making sure that it's straight from knee to ankle and flush, and slowly lowering the inside of your thighs down to the mat as far as you can go. You can extend your chest forward and flatten it on the mat if that's comfortable. If not, stay on your elbows and stay here, gently rocking back and forth, opening those hips. It's always a good idea. If you need something for your knees, please put it under your knees, because you don't want your knees to be hurting. So you're actually making a movement that you don't normally make every day. You're loosening those hips up with this. And extending your arms forward and coming down. Keeping those legs straight. This is where all the work is done, in this frog pose. I like to rock it and get it to the point where it doesn't feel uncomfortable. And then I like to sit. And that, as you can see, my knees are going wider and I'm going lower to the mat with each rocking and extension of my chest. And this is how I get into splits each and every day. Sometimes I do this whole thing for about 30 minutes, depending on how good and flexible I want my splits to be. But we won't be doing it today because I want this to be quick and I want you to get the gist of how to get into your splits. Okay, so you're gonna bring your knees, yourself back up, And you're gonna go into tadpole, which is leaving your legs still open and gently sitting back on your heels. Now this is gonna feel a little tight. If you've never done this before, if you have, then you should ease back onto it. And just gently sit back on your heels. Again, if you need something under your knees, please do that. And this is, you just sit here for a good 30 seconds. You feel any tension, breathe through it. Let those hips rest. Open. If you need to, put your hands down like this and then ease down. Do so. I'm sorry I didn't mention that in the beginning. You can also rock this as well to soothe your way into it. If you feel any extreme pain, stop. Okay, we're gonna come out of our tadpole by leaning over into our table pose. I like to move my legs in directions they don't normally go in. This is something I do not normally do to get that hip flexor more lubricated. Like that. You can come down, then open it back up on that side, and come down. Again on this side and come down. Again on that side and come down. Alright, so you should be really warmed up if you did everything that I did and ready to do splits on both sides. Not yet the middle, but both legs. Alright, so we're going to start with I'm going to start with my hard side, which is my left leg forward. You're going to start in your lunge. Your low lunge. You're gonna open your leg up in the front with a half split and hold it there for 5 breaths. Now you're going to extend that back leg, extend that front leg, and gently slide into your split, keeping that back leg square and flush and keeping that front leg straight. And this is my left side. I just like to stay in it for a few breaths, like 5 breaths, just to open it up some more and come to the middle. Okay, bring that leg back. I'm going to turn around for you so you can see the other side. Again, we're going to start with lunge. Little lunge, extend the foot. The front leg out into half split. Stay here for 5 breaths. Again, come up into your lunge, extend that back leg up off the mat, slide down into your right side split. As you can see, this one comes a lot easier for me. Make sure your back leg is flush and squared, your hip is squared, and make sure your front leg is flush and okay. And then I like to come down and inside on the inside of this one because it's comfortable for me. It's not like extremely comfortable, but it is comfortable. And just stay here for a while. Make sure you're pointing those toes and flexing those toes because it helps extend those tendons in your leg and your hamstrings and all that. Don't forget to breathe. Come back to the middle if you tried that out. And then we can come out of that. Oh, give that body a roaring lion. All right, so that was my quick and easy and dirty how-to splits, pre-splits, stretching. I hope this helps. I hope this makes a difference in your splits. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.